Hi everyone, it's Kayla and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to wrap up the month of March, which started off really crappy, but ended not too bad. Let's just jump right into it. So I didn't actually use Bookly at all this month, just because I sort of go through phases with it. I feel like I spend too much time on my phone when I use it, and I feel like I can't read without using it. I find it difficult to immerse myself in a book if I'm constantly keeping track of how long I'm reading this book for. So yeah, I didn't use Bookly at all in the month of March to read my books, so I don't really have any tracking stats for you this month. So it's just going to be like a nice little casual wrap up, grab a cuppa, sit down, chill. We can talk about the books that we read in March. The first book that I read in the month of March was The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. And I do have to say, how freaking gorgeous is this cover? I absolutely love it. So this was part of my whole reading a classic per month sort of thing. So I was like, I saw the trailer for the new movie, and I got very interested because I loved the original. Never read the book before completely. Like, I don't know why I haven't owned it until now, but yeah, so the trailer really made me want to read the book, and it was different to what I had expected. I don't know, it just wasn't as amazing, I guess. Like, I feel like I enjoyed the movie more than I did the book. I don't know. If you don't really know what The Secret Garden is about, we mainly follow our character Mary, who has come from India, where basically everyone she's ever known and loved has died from a cholera outbreak. So she ends up going to live with her uncle in London, and it brings along many changes for her because she's so sour, she's so hateful, she's so angry all the time. But when she comes across this beautiful magical garden, she changes into a much better person. That's basically the gist of the story. There's a lot of other things in between. The garden isn't actually magical, but it's sort of like a metaphor for your imagination, I guess, and like stories and just happiness. It brings about happiness with everyone pretty much. So it's not bad. I gave it 3.5 stars. But yeah, I did enjoy the movie better. I also read the majority of this on audiobook. I just got very distracted and I wasn't able to concentrate because of a lot of things going on at the time. So yeah, I didn't read the physical book majority of the time. It was just audiobook I was listening to. But yes. The next one that I read was Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I love this series. I really do. I don't know how much more I can talk about it because people will probably get sick of me ranting about it. But I really love this series. It's awesome. I really enjoy it. And this second book introduced one of my new favorite characters, which is Nikolai. He is just awesome. I really enjoyed this. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one, but I still really enjoyed it. The only thing that was sort of a downfall for me was one of the characters, Mal. He just bugs the shit out of me, and I hate the way that our main character, Alina, is when she's around him. They both become extra annoying, so he was a bit of a pain, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. I gave it, I think it was four out of 5 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. Yeah. So the next book I read, I don't actually have a physical copy of, but it was Doll Eyes by Jessica Thibault. So I had actually started this when she first came out with this first series, and then for some reason I didn't finish it. But I loved it. It was definitely a read that I needed at that point in time. I needed something quick and easy, and it was beautiful. If you haven't heard of any of these books, Jessica is a poet, and this is her first series that she came out with. This was her debut novel. It was just fantastic. I read part of her second series, I think it was, or third series. I'm not sure. It might be the second series, I think. So far, I think she's got 3. But yeah, so I've read some of the second series, but I just hadn't finished Doll Eyes. But I'm really glad I did because it was beautiful, it was heartbreaking, it was emotional. It's pretty much like reading a journal. You know, she put all her thoughts and her feelings into this book, and I applaud her for it. She is amazing. This book was pretty much all about like heartbreak, and if you need a good cry, I would probably recommend this because it will definitely spark something in you if you've experienced any kind of heartbreak. It definitely had all the feels. I also then ended up participating in the Bookie Trials Royal Weekender Readathon, which was a readathon that went on the 28th and 29th of March, and it was a good opportunity for me to actually get in and read some more books and try and finish more books to make my goal for that month, because at that point I'd only read 3 books. So the next one I have was the first one in my TBR for the Royal Weekender Readathon, and that was Poor Unfortunate Soul by Serena Valentino. So Poor Unfortunate Soul by Serena Valentino. This I originally thought was meant to be like an origin story for Ursula. Turns out I was very much wrong. This whole series, the villain series, so this is the 3rd book in that series, they, I believe, all follow the points of view of these villains in their story. So this one follows Ursula's point of view in The Little Mermaid. It wasn't, I mean, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was different to what I had expected, which is probably why I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. But it was different enough that I could still enjoy it. It was still entertaining. I read it in probably a couple of hours. It did not take me long at all. And I was very happy that I was able to complete this in the first day. So it was great for the readathon, and I honestly didn't mind it. I was also given this by Scholastic Publishing as well to read and review, which I'll do a review on my Instagram as well if you're interested in checking it out. I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars, I believe. It was probably my least favorite of the month, probably along with The Secret Garden, but yeah. The next one was the second one that I read for the Royal Weekend Readathon, and that was Great Goddesses, Life Lessons from Myths and Monsters by Nikita Gill. This I borrowed from one of my friends. She recommended this to me because she absolutely loved it, and it turns out I absolutely loved it as well. It is pretty much a compilation of poetry and short stories about Greek gods and goddesses and the monsters as well. It was amazing. Like, you sort of get their different points of view in these poems and their short stories, and as short as they are, it creates this image that you probably didn't think of when you think of all the gods and goddesses. It was really well done. It was beautifully told. It was definitely my favorite book of the month, as a matter of fact. So I'm really glad that she lent this to me and recommended it to me, because it was amazing, and it's given me inspiration to continue on with my story as well. But I really love this. If you guys like poetry or short stories, and you also happen to like Greek gods or goddesses, definitely check this out. It is amazing. And the last one that I read in the month of April was The Order of the Rose by Alicia King. I did a read along of this with some people over on Instagram, and we're doing the second one as well in the month of April. But we read this in the last 2 weeks of March, and I really enjoyed it. We were reading sort of 2 chapters a day, I think. So I was pacing myself with it the way that we were doing the pacing. So it was really good to do it that way. But this is the kind of story that you can really get into. Like, as soon as you start reading it, you're just into the story. You are there. You know, it'll take you a bit to get out of it, but you know how sometimes when you read something, you know, your concentration can wane a little bit. This one, not so much. I was just enthralled every time I picked up this book, and it was one of those stories that kept you on the edge of your seat. Like, there were so many twists and turns, and you couldn't trust people, and there was so much going on. It was so fast paced, so quick, so easy to get through. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to reading the second one. You possess a power as great as that of the false empress. You do not understand it yet, but you will come to learn its true nature. It is the only match to true evil. You doubt it, but you must embrace it or you will fail. When Carrie Lee discovers that not only is she a witch, but also part of a rebel order, she figures it can't be any worse than the life from which she just escaped. Little is she prepared, though, for what lies ahead. An all-powerful empire and a murderous empress, a seemingly impossible quest to rescue her family, and a power so dark that Carrie begins to doubt her very existence. If you are interested in reading something that's like young adult, kind of gives you Star Wars vibes, and is all about magic and one of those stories that sort of keep you on the edge of your seat, you should check this out. I will leave the link down below for where you can purchase this book from, but I really enjoyed it. Also, if you're from Australia and you happen to purchase this book, you're also supporting a local author because she is from Canberra, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm really glad to have read this book. It was good. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Thanks everybody for watching. That was my wrap up for the month of March. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm actually pretty impressed with how my month turned out. Like, it was going crappy and then it got better, so it's all good. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Stay safe, take care of one another, be positive, be happy, read as much as you possibly can, and yeah. I look forward to seeing what you guys have read in the month of March as well. I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!